Who do you guys believe are the ones that are pulling America into the abyss, that are getting us to self-destruct? Is it the Chinese? Is it the idea of being able to conquer an enemy without firing a shot as being the ultimate achievement in war? Is it the Russians? Will we fade into obscurity, not as the name America, but as the ethos that drove us to become the world's greatest nation? The freedom of speech that we once had and were able to exercise. Remember when people used to say, I can say that, it's a free country. That no longer exists because you get canceled, because employers negate that by their woke ethos. And who are the ones that instituted this? Again, is it Russia? Is it the Marxists within America proper? I don't necessarily have a direct answer for you. I'm asking. You knew Yuri Bezmenov stated that the KGB had these plans in place to sow the seeds of destruction within America. The former KGB agent in 1983 seems very
prophetic.
Today, everything that he said is come to fruition. It's like he's Nostradamus. But if you take a look at America and the 22-year prison sentence handed down to somebody who was texting his fellow Proud Boys on the day that they went into the Capitol and cheering them on, and he gets 22 years for that? Do you think that he meant to destroy America? Because what's going around Twitter is this idea that Osama bin Laden wasn't in the planes and he is blamed for attacking America, but he came out and said that he wanted to destroy America. And people are saying that these people attacked America. Do you believe in their minds, because in law, somebody's desire, their state of mind has a big impact on how you mete out punishment for their actions? Do you think that they meant to destroy America, or were they trying to stand up against what they believed was tyranny, what they believed was a fake election? And however they got there, that is in all likelihood what they were thinking. They will tell you, we're patriots. And yet the left is bringing in this conflation with Osama bin Laden, this false equivalency, and trying to say that Osama also was not the direct attacker of America, despite the fact that he trained, funded, stated that it was his ultimate goal to destroy America, and people are trying to make this equivalency. This is just disingenuous on the leftists as they continue to do so. Please explain it to me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But I have real questions as to whether or not America will survive when Black Lives Matter activists who are rioting in Denver, in New York, and the police are protecting some form of private property that they aren't going to be able to burn down, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo, and they get a multi-million-dollar payout from the city because their free speech rights were violently suppressed. Can America stand with this? When in California, they have a law that they are trying to pass right now, Bill 553, that will fine a store owner, an employee, $18,000 each time that they try to confront a shoplifter because the merchandise is not worth the price of the violence or the potential death. No, because what you have to have is a set of disincentives to prevent people from destroying businesses, because somebody who puts their blood, sweat, and tears into creating something that benefits somebody else, and they take a little bit of profit, and that is completely destroyed by the selfish, the lazy, the greedy, who believe that they can walk into a store and take anything, and they're supported by the legislatures, by the politicians that were elected. Well, this is the downfall of America. America literally cannot survive that economically or from a place of spirituality, because this goes against every single law of the universe, both economic, spiritual, truthful, everything that the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution set out to protect private property. And that is one of the major advantages that America has had over the years. You go to other countries and you see how fast your bank account gets sucked up by the government if you dare defy their edicts, if they think that you might be a challenge to their rule. See what happens to you in Russia and Myanmar and Iraq. Good luck, people. America has had rule of law and private property rights, and that's what propelled us up to the upper echelon of the economic world because of the brain drain, because everybody who had a dream, who wanted to work hard, wanted to come here. Now we fund people who cross the border illegally with $2,200 each. According to RFK, he was talking about this, and people that have worked all their lives, put money into the social security system, are getting far less than people who just show up on our doors. This is unsustainable. It simply is. And there is a cult in America that is absolutely trying to destroy us. And it makes me incredibly sad because I grew up with all the advantages of America. And everywhere that I go, people said, oh, you're American. This was back when I first started to travel. And I've been to 60 countries and I've lived in 7 of them. So it's not that I don't have experience. I have been to the deserts of Syria right before everything blew up. I crossed the Mongolian border on foot after getting kicked out of Russia, been to the Amazon rainforest, and I've seen how people live in all of these situations. And you are so lucky to be born in America, and people are absolutely destroying it. And these latest indictments of Donald Trump and the latest judicial sentencing of the January 6th rioters, and let's call it a riot, fine, whatever, and they should get time, but they're excessive, and they are from the hand that wants to destroy. And the challenge, the real challenge, is that there is no communication between the two sides. And I firmly blame the left for this. Every time that they went after Donald Trump and lied about him and destroyed his presidency in terms of what else he could have done, because he was constantly parrying blows from the lying left. I'm inordinately sad, but I don't believe that there's a bridge that we can even reach because so many people are divided in one camp or the other. And frankly, I don't think that there are many reasonable people on the left. You've got Alan Dershowitz, you've got a few other people, but I love listening to Alan Dershowitz, and this is what he talks about. Alan Dershowitz, the Harvard lawyer who defended Trump and votes against him and wants the opportunity to vote against him, but they don't even want you to have that possibility because they're trying to take his name off the ballot or send him to jail. And I guarantee you that they've considered assassinating him as well. There's no doubt that this has been talked about, and they're trying to determine whether or not the price is worth it. And they're trying to take him off the playing field using less political capital. But it is costing them political capital because many people are waking up. And the challenge that I have is that their ranks are being replenished by the youth that are being told that it's okay to transition, that it's perfectly fine to hate how you were born, to hate yourself, and to dream about being a different person. And then they chop off your genitals in the process, and they hide it from your parents, and they say that taxpayers, that those who have insurance must pay for it because the state will pay for it, and insurance companies in Oregon, for example, have to pay for child trans surgeries that the parents know nothing about. And this bill was passed in Oregon. How do you survive that? How do you survive attempting to chop off the genitals of youth without their parents knowing, using taxpayer dollars? And these people continue to be voted in because you're evil if you vote for Trump, because you're evil if you consider yourself a conservative or on the right-hand side of the aisle. And I used to be on the left-hand side of the aisle. But these people are absolutely fucking insane, so how can I possibly side with them any longer? And now they're using the defense that Osama bin Laden wasn't in the airplanes that hit us on 9/11, and we still held them responsible for it. And that's why you can hold Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, and sentence him to 22 years in prison. Homie, don't play that, bitches. I do believe that we are at the point of no return. We might have already passed the event horizon. I certainly hope not. I certainly hope that there's a way to reel us back into some form of sanity and cohesive environment. But either we have a national divorce where people who are sane move to Florida, Texas, a red state, Idaho, Montana, and people that are absolutely insane go to California where they will find a shopkeeper $18,000 for confronting somebody who is attempting to steal from them. Because that simply is unsustainable, and I will not go down in that ship. You guys tell me what you think. How do we save America? Because again, I'm incredibly worried. Peace.